And this is Shemekka Ebony.
And this is your next edition of
Sunday
Sunday Stacks.
Stacks.
Yes, Sunday Stacks. We are back and we are here and alive. Yes, we are on the Alive Podcast Network. And as always, we're excited to be alive. Another Sunday to give you ways to make sure that your life is stacking up week for
Week.
week. Yes, we are here and we are enjoying ourselves. Yes, season 2 has been such a success. We're excited. This is
We're Jesus age.
we are Jesus age. Yes, this is episode 33. Yes, episode 33
When he
season
turned up, he turned up and
turned
turned
up.
out.
Hey, we got to. We have no other choice but to continue to give you great episodes here at Sunday Stacks. And we want to make sure, as we say, that week for week your life is stacking up. And so as we continue to push for the greatest version of ourselves, that's what we encourage you all to be the greatest version of yourself. Sunday Stacks is here to help assist you as we focus on family,
Family,
community,
community, and
and company.
company.
Yes, yes, yes. So, as we start each episode, we like to ask one simple question to the audience and, of course, to each other. How's it stacking? So, Shemekka, how's it stacking this week for you?
Ooh. So I don't know if we want to start with the joy or the pain or being touched, but I want to say take this moment as we're stacking to consider. We saw a transition of a legend in history, movement maker,
Yes, yeah.
the one and only powerful, mighty, and passionate. And let me make sure I say her whole name, Yolanda Cornelia Nikki Giovanni Jr. He was an American poet, writer, and commentator, activist, and educator that we all have come to know her power, her energy through the years, as well as Michael and I have had the blessing and honor to meet her in her latter years and engage with her through I Am Brilliant. She was a soror of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. She's a legend. She's beautiful, and I'm so glad I got a chance to know her and correspond with her through the work that we've been doing.
Yes, we love you, Nikki Giovanni. Yes, we had the pleasure of meeting this phenomenal legend for history, the revolution. There's so many things that Nikki has done to just push our country forward, push the black consciousness forward in regards to just giving us thought-provoking ideas that just challenge the way we saw ourselves as a people. And I'm so
Hmm.
grateful that she was able to impart wisdom into what we were building when we were on our journey discovering what I Am Brilliant was meant to be for the people.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, and we had the chance to meet her at Duke University several
Oh,
years.
North Carolina Central.
Central? Oh man,
Yes.
it was Central. Oh wow. So Central University, we had an opportunity to work with the legend Nikki Giovanni, just giving her a chance to just have a stage to talk to the community, really build and grow. And she just gave us so much information and wisdom in regards to just being able to grow how we saw ourselves, how we saw this movement shaping, and how it was going to continue to empower people. So,
I miss you asked her
oh
the
yes.
famous question,
What
what
makes
makes
you
you
brilliant?
brilliant?
Yes. So Nikki Giovanni, for those who don't know, right? So outside of us again giving a honor to the legend, what we do with our organization, I Am Brilliant, we're a producing team. We produce everything from this show, Sunday Stacks. We make events, we create virtuals. I mean, we do it all, just making great things for the community. And this phenomenal question that we pose to thought leaders, which is what makes you brilliant? Nikki Giovanni was one of the first people we ever recorded asking that question so famously, what makes you brilliant? And she had such a phenomenal answer that will always resonate and stick with me. And it was very simple, but in classic Nikki Giovanni style, she says, my brain.
My brain.
My brain. Now, see, she's like, my brain makes me brilliant. And it was so humbling and so classic, but it was just so beautiful to hear that answer because what she was basically trying to say is the fact that I have a mind in
Hmm.
itself is what makes me brilliant. And I think all of us need to start to search ourselves, whether it be our minds, our hearts, to say to yourself, what makes you brilliant? And really ask yourself, if the answer is simply my brain, what kind of thoughts are running through your brain? What kind of thoughts are running through your mind? And do you know how to manifest what is in your mind and bring it to life? And Nikki Giovanni was a classic example of someone who was a master manifester of being able to take some of her thoughts, some of her poetry, some of her life experiences, some of her experiences, and give it to all of us in such a remarkable way through books, through stories, through her words, her voice, her tone of voice alone, y'all, which is so
And she was
special.
on the public speaking circuit, creating opportunities to continue to impart. I think the last time we saw her was virtually, probably in 2021 when she was actually at an event right before we ended up meeting in person, Angela Davis. But one thing I would say that, when we met her back in 2016, which was the start of our connection, we left such an impression on each other that it was undeniable that God would allow us to walk together after that. I remember her calling and leaving a message about how impressed she was with us in our engagement. I was able to send her While I'm Getting Naked and Sanctuary Life, sending her both signed, personalized copies of those books was so meaningful to me because after seeing her, it inspired me to kind of release my poetry in a way that kind of reflects my life journey, much like her books, like love poems, kind of help you dig deeper and peel back the layers. And so she would write wonderful notes and correspondences back, just really celebrating. Just to take a moment and thinking of her, which I thought would be so surprising that she would be just as honored to engage with us as we were with her. And so those are the impressions that I get to take and hold on to, knowing that not only that, but we have a son that's born on her birthday. We were able to
Yes.
share that with her as well, on this journey. And so I know there's greatness coming out of our son because of that date. Not only is it her birthday, but it is Prince's
Prince,
birthday.
yes. Oh, thank you for remembering that. True Prince fans in the house. But yes, Nikki Giovanni, the artist we know as Prince, as well as my young Prince who's growing up to be a strong king, Ade Maximus. He is definitely, we call him Maxie, but he is our brilliant bunch. But yes, they all
Mhm.
share the same birthday, and that's just an honor. Just gives us a reason to always continue to lift up your name and your legacy, Nikki, for what you've done for all of us in
Mhm.
culture. We could, dedicate a whole show to you, but we definitely want to continue to honor your legacy and continue to keep your name alive. And we definitely will make sure that you are always going to be a part of our honorees of alumni who've been a part of this I Am Brilliant movement and
Mhm.
just really claimed your brilliance. And we want to continue to help others do the same. So thank you so much, Nikki, for what you've stacked up. And we salute you here at Sunday Stacks for everything you mean to us, as well as everything you've meant to our culture, America, as well as the world over. We thank you so much, Nikki Giovanni. Honored to know you.
Absolutely. And so, in addition to processing and celebrating the life of Nikki Giovanni, we also had the pleasure of convening with Stacking this week with Amazon, talking about
Yes.
their Black Business Accelerator program.
Yes.
That was
Shout out
powerful.
Amazon. Thank you for the collaboration with
Yes.
Black Girl Magic Market. Another initiative of Shemekka. This, another innovator right here. I'm just jumping on her, but I got to shout Shemekka out because a lot of people ask us, like, what do you all do? And then when we tell them, it's almost like they're almost terrified.
I don't know, you do too
You
much.
do too much. But we are honored to continuously focus on family, community, and company. And through that, we have the pleasure of building phenomenal partnerships. And for
Yes,
years, Black Girl
absolutely.
Magic Market's been going for how long? About 7 years?
7
7
years.
years,
We're
y'all.
hitting 8 years in February of 2025. And for me, coming through this 8 years, seeing the growth of so many businesses, other vendor conveners, ecosystem builders, we've stretched and we've grown and we have created an existence that we can feel safe to grow our business, knowing that we can get our kitchen in order, like I always like to say. And Black on Magic Market with this Amazon partnership is another example of what our mantra is with Shemekka Ebony Firm. If God opens doors, I'm going to take them off the hinges because it's really not about me. It's about who else can come through this. So having this session with Amazon Business Development Team, we're going to be continuing this relationship, bringing more opportunities for you to know how you can get involved in the e-commerce side of Amazon, selling your products. So if you have not connected to Black Girl Magic Market, you can definitely visit Shemekka.com. Make sure you register your business and be on point to be connected. So as these resources flow through my open doors, knowing that there are opportunities for you too. So don't miss those opportunities as they're coming and rolling through in 2025, and they're going to be rolling through in 2025. So definitely want to tap in and check in with that.
Yes, and we definitely want to make sure you check out. If you weren't able to attend the virtual event, we will have replays on Black Girl Magic Market. So definitely look out for that. So that way you can really tap in, hear what was shared, and then also have some information on how you can connect with our contact. We're not hiding the connect, y'all. Let me say that again from audience. We are not hiding the connect. If you come through Black Girl Magic Market and you're interested in working with Amazon, we're going to put you on to the people who are going to guide you. It's not going to be just you going onto their website and trying to figure it out yourself. We're going to put you on with a team that's really going to guide you through this Black Business Accelerator program and really, really help you to really navigate how to use the tool of Amazon to help increase your business and its distribution and growth. So definitely tap in, and we appreciate you all always hearing it here first at Sunday Stacks.
Yeah. So how's it been stacking for you this week?
Oh man, what a week as always. Of course, we've been dealing with, having to just regroup every time we hear about, a loss of an alumni of I Am Brilliant. Again, shout out Nikki Giovanni or just so many other things going on. You got to remember, you got a whole family you got to take care of each week. You still have different things we need to do activity wise for our kids. And, this week has just been so busy, but we had a chance to get on the road again.
Again.
Again, yes, we got on the road. We
From
had to go
DC to Charlotte.
to DC, back down to Charlotte. Yes, we went to Charlotte, North Carolina this past week, and we went to go celebrate my homeboy, my business partner with Battery Exchange, Desmond Wiggins. And yes, Desmond is
Mhm.
doing some amazing things in Charlotte area. Desmond Wiggins, he is the CEO of Battery Exchange, but he produced an event in association with the city of Charlotte called The Blueprint. And what this is a pitch competition that was there to help up and coming businesses out of the Charlotte area get a spotlight on opportunities for people to be aware of what their business is doing, as well as ways that they can invest in them so they can continue to grow in the ecosystem of Charlotte, as well as grow greater opportunities even beyond. And so it was a phenomenal event to come support, really kind of seeing some better practices, as we love to say, of ways that community can gather around with government agencies to be
Yes.
spotlighted.
That was
It was
powerful.
powerful, right? You had these up and coming entrepreneurs not just simply pitching their businesses to qualified investors and people who can give them guidance, but they did it in City Hall, right? Let's say this again.
Mhm.
City Hall in Charlotte, in the building where the mayors and the city council gather. They
Right.
had a open pitch competition for up and coming businesses. I mean, we heard some phenomenal ideas, everything from children's education. We had a gentleman that was doing different things in regards to his, I believe it was
Shift work.
shift work, like
Mhm.
global workers being able to help people with their business. So kind of building like a HR kind of requirement, people can hire people. I mean, just amazing ideas, amazing concepts, well thought out. Just really building up the ecosystem of what we can see in entrepreneurship and how that translates to jobs, as well as businesses that can hopefully exit one day because they're
Mhm.
able to scale and really grow at a level where bigger companies can come through acquisition, or maybe they can be so big and stable that they can employ people and go public. And I mean, there's so many things that, we can break down here, but the blueprint was just the stage to really start. And I'm sure they're just getting started. So again, shout out to Desmond and everyone who participated, all the different city council members who came out of the city of Charlotte to really support the entrepreneurs. Shout out and kudos to y'all. Mayor, was it Val?
Mhm.
Just everything that, everyone who attended, just I Am Brilliant was in
Absolutely.
the house
And we
taking
got a chance to tap in. I want to definitely not miss this. We stepped into Charlotte to be able to feel the pulse of the city, and we came up into a district that had some really good food, good atmosphere, energy, good shopping experience. So I was so impressed to see these pockets in Charlotte where entrepreneurship is booming. There's a lot of Black entrepreneurs in that area, so shout out. We stopped by your homeboys spot.
Yes, yes. Shout out in Charlotte to uh, Eric Dello, his whole crew. We had to enjoy that. We went to his spot, is MacFly. So y'all check out MacFly. It's a screen printing clothing store. They
They be
do
having parties up there,
parties. I mean, just
print your
amazing.
own, bring your own clothes and print,
Print
so
parties,
it's a
everything.
vibe.
It is. It definitely, and they showed us great hospitality. So thank you for reminding me. Shout
Oh,
out to
those
Mac Fly and their team. Definitely excited to be able to just stop in and see how their things are going. Again, we love
then
entrepreneurship.
those egg rolls though.
Oh yes.
Oh.
We went to the egg roll company.
Oh.
Now, of course, they're not official sponsors yet. But for anyone who is in
Oh,
Charlotte, you got to make sure you tap into
that's
the
good.
egg roll company. That
That
was
hot
phenomenal.
honey chicken
Oh
egg
my
roll
goodness.
and that apple pie. Oh, I mean, I'm having flashbacks. I
Oh
wish it
man.
was right here in my
I
backyard.
know that's right. I mean, the food was phenomenal. I mean, I couldn't even. Shemekka was trying to eat all my food, y'all. That was how good it was. Nah, but it was
Impossible.
impossible. But no, no. The again, shout out to the Egg Roll Company, black owned business, phenomenal food. Looking forward to see how they grow and hopefully become a franchise because
Mm,
it's a
mm,
great concept, great logo work. So definitely excited, and I'm glad we were able to share that. So Charlotte was really good to us. So shout out to again to the city, all the activities we were doing. This is all in a day, y'all. One thing about
mm.
me and Shemekka, because we're family and we're very, oriented with our kids, we go somewhere and we'll come back in the same day. But guess what? Didn't fall traffic this didn't find traffic this time. If anybody listening to previous episodes, you'll get the joke. But yes, we didn't find traffic this time trying to get out of Charlotte. Charlotte was an easy, smooth in and out. So as
Mhm.
we look to transition, I know we've had a lot of fun with How's It Stacking. Let's transition to this week's Sunday school segment. And this week, we're not going to disappoint. And this week's episode is about break down or breakthrough. Now, take a moment, y'all. We are either in life going into 2025 going to break down or we're going to break through. So, in this edition of Sunday School, we're just going to discuss how we could focus on how do we find our breakthroughs before we break down. And something that came to my heart this week that really helped me break through versus break down was me really kind of getting deep and naked with myself. Shout out to While I'm Getting Naked, my wife's phenomenal book, spiritual author, just really helping people go on journeys to help them utilize their spiritual growth to help their physical growth, their mental growth, their emotional growth. While I'm Getting Naked is the book to choose for that. But outside of that, while I'm looking for my breakthrough versus breakdown, this week I had this epiphany and realization that a lot of the issues that I've been having for several years, meaning as much as my businesses may be doing well, as healthy and vibrant that my children are doing, I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful life. We have good times and travel. There was still some times where I would have these emotional moments that I just never understood, where I couldn't find that thing, that elusive concept called happiness, right? And I'm starting to tell y'all, happiness may be a myth, y'all, but there is something called joy. And one thing I had to realize this week that I had a revelation just kind of meditating and praying all at the same time, having a conversation with God. I realized for my breakthrough, so I wouldn't break down, finally realized what was going wrong with me all these years with everything that felt like it should be going right. And what I realized is I was missing a special ingredient, and that was love. Not just love from my wife, my mother, or my daughter, or any of my children, but love that I was needing to give myself. Yes, y'all.
That's so good.
I realized this week as I'm looking to break through and not break down and encourage the rest of you all in this Sunday school to find your breakthrough is I realized I was not loving myself. Now, I know that seems like an obvious catch sometimes, but I've gone for the last maybe 10 plus years looking at everyone else, looking at old marriages, looking at everything that went wrong in my life, thinking that it was someone else's fault, thinking that if you found my father who I had an estranged relationship with, or if I did all these different things, that this elusive thing called love was going to find me. And I was always not realizing I was looking for love coming from other people, but not necessarily loving myself,
Mm.
taking care of myself, making sure that I had everything I need to nourish my body and make sure I'm mentally protecting my mind and making sure that I'm growing physically and treating myself to basic things. I was denying myself, y'all. But
Mm.
guess what? I am choosing no longer to break down. And now I am firmly choosing to break through. And as we encourage you here on this show, here at Sunday Stacks, here for our Sunday school segment, we're going to make a firm declaration that either you're going to break down or you're going to break through. And I'm telling you all, I am ready to break through. But it started with knowing that I needed to love myself. Any thoughts you have to that, Shemekka?
Oh, you brought some powerful points to this week's Sunday school. What resonates with me first is I'll lift up the power in breakdown and breakthrough. What I guess screamed to me is the truth behind sometimes you break down, and that is what gives you your breakthrough. And sometimes breaking through means you have to break down demolition and then go through reconstruction. At any point of this process and journey or evolution, because we go through cycles of this, we could quit. And sometimes we get caught up in the feelings that are associated with breaking down, so much so that we get so heavily burdened carrying so much we break down, and then it's hard for us to find our breakthrough. So my revelation that I get from Sunday school today is whether you're finding yourself in the middle of a breakdown or in the process of being broken down because you are breaking through, keep walking, keep going, be encouraged. I was watching a movie with the family, and I think it was like Christmas holiday disaster or something, about a family vacation, a man who was very focused in his career. And this centers really family, community, and company life lessons. So he has a new wife, has kids, he has an angry ex wife, fighting still with custody issues. So he really needed to get a breakthrough with his kids so that he won't continue to break down the relationship that he has with them that has been heavily strained because of his career, working all the time, missing school things, not picking them up, not keeping his word. So you all know that stereotype, right? So there's a moment in the movie when everyone had all this baggage that they were carrying for this trip, this road trip. So this is three kids, two adults, and everybody's baggage. So I want you to catch the revelations in this. So when it came time to make room for everybody's baggage, he had to choose to make room by taking away essentials that he could need, like the tire and the jack. So spare tire and jack got removed. The things he needed got removed out of this vessel that's carrying everyone so that he could make room to accommodate what everybody wanted. Now, if you've ever been in a situation when you knew something in your gut says you need to keep something or do something, and then for your lack of better judgment, you do the opposite, and then you like beat yourself in the head because you actually needed it. Remember, those are moments that the Holy Spirit is reminding you of what's in you and what you need to do for that expected end. And lo and behold, what do you think happened down the road with all that extra baggage with everybody? They got themselves in a fit that they busted their tire. And the dad was like, "Oh, no problem. We got this. I knew I could prepare for this." And he went to look in the place where it was supposed to be, and he found somebody else's baggage.
Mm. That's deep, y'all. That's deep. That's deep. And we have to have tools prepared for whenever we break down in a way
Mhm.
that allows for us to show the preparedness that life isn't perfect. But if you make sure that the right things are there that will help be preventative maintenance, or be it something
Mhm.
that can help when something goes wrong, a healing mechanism, we have to make sure that those things are prioritized because things can go wrong. And
Mhm.
part of that is where we continue to lean and grow. And I think this show, Sunday Stacks, as we look at what we've accomplished in season two, and just being able to be a platform to continuously improve and make sure that we're growing. This has been my breakthrough moment to be here and be here for you as an audience. We thank you
Mhm.
all
Thank
for
you,
who are
God.
enjoying this, enjoying us bare our souls week for week to explain what's going on. Any our future youngins, like our grandkids in the future, just we just hope that what we're leaving is a message of
Yeah, take these
vulnerability
nuggets.
and growth, and how family and community and company should be. So, as much as we would love to stay on that topic, I hope you all got something from Sunday school today. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. Let us
Yes, we
know
want to hear from
some of
you.
your breakdowns, or even your breakthroughs. And if you're looking to figure out how to find your breakthrough, well, definitely tap into iambrilliant.org. Reach out to Shemekka and myself. We want to continue to help you.
I
Let the
got
Sunday
you.
Stacks episodes go to previous episodes. If it's your first time checking us out, check out previous episodes. And hopefully, maybe with that, you'll find some more opportunities for your breakthrough. All right. So
That's
as
so
we
good.
get ready, we have to transition to this important segment because this week is heavy. This is time for the Whiz of the Week. Whiz of the Week. Whiz of the Week. Yes, this is the Whiz of the Week, one of our favorite topics because we get to just talk our talk. And this week's Whiz is, I mean, loaded. There's so many things going on in the world, y'all. What's wrong with y'all out here in this world? Y'all not listening to Sunday Stacks? Y'all don't realize all these distractions out here? Well, this week we have a list of distractions. Um,
Mhm.
First and foremost, let's go through the first list. So, of course, Trump has his cabinet picks this week. He's been choosing a nice, I guess, ragtag team of billionaires to head up the America. I guess the billionaires are the smart ones, so they should know how to get us back on track, us feeble people. Also, too, we have the alleged CEO killer of the CEO of United Healthcare. This is a gentleman who's being
Luigi.
accused, Luigi
Arguably.
Maggiani. He has been accused of being the killer. We also have controversy with Caitlin Clark and her Time Magazine interview. We have Megan Kelly talking about some of the comments she made in regards to she was trying to give props and respect to the women of the WNBA, black women who come before her, and some people in the I guess we want to call them the MAGA world weren't quite happy with her giving props to people who play the same sport as her, which seems pretty strange, but
Mhm.
that's a whole nother thing. And of course, we have Jay-Z allegations of misconduct, child abuse, scandal, being accused, being drug into some of the foolishness with Sean Diddy Combs. But he had a reply statement to his accusers, and it's been a litany of a week. So let's go ahead and start from the top. Donald Trump this week, as we talked about some of the whizzes, he went to the New York Stock Exchange talking with Jim Cramer, and he was just sharing all of his economic plans in regards to ways that he was going to help to improve America, improve the stock market, and make sure that each and every one of us have an opportunity to grow. So it was interesting. I definitely encourage you all to check out the interview. Hear him out. Hear what he has to say in regards to the economy. See if that portion that's what you voted for him, right? We didn't vote for him because he was Miss Congeniality. We didn't vote for him because he was the kindest, most positive human being. You voted for him because you thought he was going to put more money in your pocket. So let's make sure that if you all out here looking to improve your situation, make sure that you understand what their game plan is so you can prepare your game plan and understand how to move your resources, your assets, so your businesses, your opportunities as a family. We can't be upset anymore because the person that you might have wanted to vote for or voted for have lost. Now we have to focus on understanding there is a new administration coming in. There are different people being assigned to different positions of government in his cabinet, and you need to be very aware of each person who's in there. I'm not one of these people that got the scare tactics to make you afraid of who he's putting in. I'm telling you to prepare. I'm telling you to make yourself knowledgeable and then move accordingly when you're really trying to position your family, your community, and your company to go to that next level. So definitely we'll continue to check that out. Of course, you got Elon Musk up in the mix. Of course, Mark Zuckerberg's been coming to Mar-a-Lago trying to negotiate. Jeff Bezos is supposed to come over there. So all the big wigs are coming to kiss the ring with Donald Trump so their businesses can continue to expand. Also, too, we had some uniqueness at one of the Senate hearings. Someone came in a weird green mask. I don't know if anyone heard that out there, right? There was someone that came from a mask from the creature from the green the lagoon, like swamp thing type of character. They put on this green mask at the middle of a Senate conference. I guess to say that they're trying to clean the swamp of all the different pollution of the people Trump is trying to get confirmed, but it was definitely something worth checking out. So it was very entertaining. Caught a few headlines this week. Also, too, again, we have the alleged killer of the CEO, and again, this is a young man. He was like he's 22, 20, like 24.
Mhm.
This is a young man that committed this crime, or at least is being accused. Some people are deniers saying it's not him. There's other options. But then they found him at a McDonald's in Philadelphia, and since then it's just been kind of they've been finding different pieces of evidence to say that this is the person who was responsible. So more information to come out. We just got to keep ourselves plugged in. But again, the
I think
CEO.
it's something
Go ahead.
powerful. I want to lift this in this case with this Luigi person. Just know that whatever you put on social media at any time in your life, I don't care if you were like in the darkest depths of depression and you just ranted and raved in 2014 and now you're like so much better and you're in a better place and you good, but the internet is not. The internet kept all of that. And just know that any given time, anything that you put in the public's eye on any of these social media platforms can and will be used against you in the court of judgment of the people or in the judgment of law if it's criminal. So just please be mindful of that, that you kind of make yourself vulnerable in expressing yourself freely. So while I am a strong proponent of while I'm getting naked, don't do that going through on social media like you need therapy. Like the internet is not a therapist, and you just got to be mindful knowing that what I used to say all the time, words are like toothpaste. And once you get it out of that container, it is so hard to put it back in. So mind the words you put in a public venue, things that are made public, that is accessed by the public, no matter how many years beyond. Just think about that the next time you want to rant type or get to your Twitter fingers and start attacking people. Those things come back and get you.
No, that's right. And just on a quick sidebar, I couldn't help but to mention it in our notes as we're looking to talk about the Wisdom Week. I don't know if anyone's checked out that case in the Midwest where the sheriff shot the judge.
Sh- The
This
judge
is
in the
just
judge's
chamber. This is a
chamber.
crazy story, y'all.
Oh, they had lunch together.
If y'all don't know nothing
Oh,
about this story about this small town, I advise you to check it out. But that's just a quick little, tidbit to check out. Hasn't hit the headlines like everything else, but definitely is an interesting story. Just to move on quickly as we wrap up the Wizard of the Week, we definitely got to touch on what happened with Caitlin Clark, Megan Kelly. We mentioned that briefly. Just kind of just being upset about, Caitlin Clark showing love. So shout out Caitlin Clark for respecting
thank
those
you.
who come before
He's a
her
trailblazer.
and just being a trailblazer and trying to get away from the divisiveness that other people are obviously trying to manufacture. But we understand that this country, America, is built off of many different people, many different human beings. But African Americans have contributed so much to America from slavery days to just in general, just being good citizens to build up. We've built up so many different ways throughout athletics and so many different industries, categories. I mean, we can just keep on going. So we don't want to keep creating this race war, this divisive nature. That's not what Sunday Stacks is about, and that's not what this country is about. We have to honor each person as they've contributed if we really want to start showing some respectability. We're competing against each other when we should all be working together, and that's got to stop. So
Bars.
gotta just let that be known. So y'all check it out, see the foolishness that's being spouted out there, but definitely keep your mind up that the whiz doesn't get. And now we have to come to the final part of the whiz of the week, and we can't let this one go. I gotta mention this. We talking about Jay-Z. Yes, Jay-Z, Sean Carter. Yes, a name that is synonymous with hip hop, a name that has risen to the ranks of one of the best success stories that most people have ever heard. His name is now being drugged through the mud over allegations of sexual abuse of a 13-year-old minor in 2000 literally 2000 party at the MTV Music Awards. Supposedly, the victim alleged that she came to some white mansion and somehow she ended up in a room. She got driven there by one of Puffy's drivers and was then allegedly raped by both Sean Combs as well as Jay Z, who was Sean Carter, as well as
Allegedly.
allegedly, and then another female celebrity who's not being named. We're all in this room. So, with this story, recently NBC came out and interviewed the victim due to a bunch of back and forth, going back and forth with Jay Z wrote a statement denying all the allegations and believed that the attorney who's representing the victim is out for a cash grab. And I definitely don't want to be opinionated in a moment where nobody knows purely the facts. But honestly, when you look at the information in this case and you think about the situation, I know there's a lot we could say about Diddy, but I truly, from a person who's worked in this music industry, I've worked in hip hop for many years, and I had the pleasure of working with a lot of top artists, including Jay Z. I don't see this one, y'all. I feel like this is one that is truly a fabricated story. That is Jay Z perfect? By means, no. His music will tell you that. But is this his MO? Far be it. I do not believe it. And it doesn't seem to be accurate based on the information that's coming out. But definitely, we want to make sure that anybody who's a victim of any types of heinous crimes from youth, we don't condone those things, but we also don't condone people lying on people's name for money grabs and really bringing down people's character. This week was a unique week for Jay Z to have all this happen. Where you got to think how the timing of it. Blue Ivy and Beyonce voiced characters in the Lion King film. The what's this is the remake, or this is a new film. It's called
Mufasa.
Mufasa. Yes, this is about Simba's father's life, and so they have voices in this film, and it definitely was something that had to be at the premiere. Jay Z showed up at the premiere the same week. A lot of people may see those photos and pictures, and they're basically saying, well, he stood up to the scrutiny and, he's getting preferential treatment in the media. But at the same time, we also got to remember it's innocent till proven guilty. And this is a civil case, not a criminal case. So sometimes people will drag your name through the mud. For all of us out here in podcast world, as well as just anyone trying to make something of your life, nobody wants to work so hard and build something in your life, reform, change, get out of your poor circumstances, poor mindsets, and you evolve. And then someone tries to drag you back down, particularly with a lie. So again, we want to definitely tread carefully on this story, but we definitely want everyone to, again, don't leave space for accusations and just don't want to just chop somebody down that has stood as a pillar to our community for so long, who's only shown heart. You go back to Columbine when that happened. Jay Z donated money towards that. Like, he's always been someone who's really been for the community as much as people want to think otherwise. And he's done it with his money, he's done it with his time and his efforts. So again, we hope that this story isn't true. We'll keep our eye on it for any further details. But definitely, for those who know, Jay Z wrote a statement. I'm glad to know he stood up for himself, to not just easily be victimized or someone who just pay off something to keep someone silent.
And let this be a cautionary tale for those of you that have access to people that are fans of yours. When I think these times are different these days, but there's a lot of skeletons that people have to be accountable for. That though this situation or scenario may or may not be true, it does give light and opportunity for other things that are true to be able to manifest. That we might wish we could have left in our past life. So be honest with your partners, be honest with yourself. Don't think that what's done in the dark won't come to the light in some way. And so this lie could expose another truth that we might not want to deal with. And it just really honestly brings me back to um, thinking through the standpoint of people will celebrate you and then they will also get on the same bandwagon to tear you
Oh, let me
down.
say it like Jay would say. First they will knight you, then they will good night you. First, they will knight you, meaning they'll take their sword and put it over your shoulders and tell you you've been erected to being a great person in the community. You're a noble person. And then at some point, when everyone is cheering for you and everyone's getting tired of them always cheering for you, they will find a way to bring you down. And as soon as you give them a chance, like this moment right now, everyone starts to tear in, even if they're wrong. Particularly with the internet, we just go in on people. So
Right.
let's be cautious again, because we have to protect those that are definitely creating trails for us to grow from. But again, if someone has done something wrong and they have it in their past and there's proof and there's true qualifications for it, we definitely want to make sure that we're open to hearing the truth and let the truth prevail, as we always stand for that. So
The truth
as
will always outlive a lie.
tell it like it's true, baby. So as we get ready to wrap this episode, we thank you always. Shemekka, any quick housekeeping for the people?
Tap into a live podcast network if you have not done that already. Just in case you're listening us on sundaystacks.com via YouTube, know that there is a live podcast network app that you can download. And if you want to invest in what you hear to keep it to continue growing, you can subscribe to our show, the podcast, Sunday Stacks podcast on a live podcast network to be able to connect with us. I just want to lift up too. We have so many wonderful and amazing things going on. So keep tapping into our social media. You can find that at iambrilliant.org. You can find us on I Am Brilliant You Are Too on social media. You want to check us out on Sunday Stacks podcast. You want to check us out on YouTube. Find us, connect, DM us. We got some flash shirts. If you haven't gotten your Christmas shopping done yet, you can go to Shemekka.com and copy whole family shirts. You have some family photos done by Christmas.
Yes, we love you all. We thank y'all for riding with us, and definitely we're excited to get ready to wrap up 2025. So this year we're gonna get ready to, give you a few more great episodes for season two, and we're preparing already for 2025 to bring you season three. So thank you all for tuning in. As we wrap every episode, we always say,
I
I am
am
brilliant
brilliant.
and you
You are
are too.
too.
We thank you again for joining Sunday Stacks and definitely look forward to see you next week. Peace.